Hi, my name is Ashley Robinson. I'm doing an informative speech for Communications 101 class on Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. That expert was taken from Dr. Seuss's book, Oh, the Places You Will Go, from 1990. Dr. Seuss is famous for his children's books and a lot of other work that he has done before he wrote the children's books. Like many people in the world, I grew up reading Dr. Seuss's books, and I read a lot of them and always was interested in the man behind the name Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss had a normal life of school, marriage, war, and a career. Through his life, he was a writer, editor-in-chief, did advertisements, cartoonist, and even made a few movies. I'm hoping that when I'm done talking to you about Dr. Seuss, you'll see how great of a person he was and how he became so famous. Dr. Seuss's real name is Theodore Seuss Geisel. He was born March 2nd of 1904 in Springfield, Massachusetts to Theodore, Robert, and Harriet Seuss Geisel. His father wanted him to have a career and go to college, and his mother wanted him just to succeed. Dr. Seuss thanked his parents for their support, but he mostly thanked his mom. He would say to her, "For the rhymes in which I write and the urgency in which I do it." He was inspired from her because she would always read and say rhymes to him from when she would remember her work that she used to do. She would rhyme that to him at night to get him to sleep. Because his mother and father always wanted him to succeed, he went to college at Dartmouth College. While he was there, he was editor of Jack-O-Lantern. It was a humor magazine for the campus. He wasn't editor-in-chief very long, though, because he got caught drinking and partying with a bunch of his friends. But he still wanted to put cartoons in their magazine, so he put it under the nickname Seuss, and that's where Dr. Seuss began, so that he wouldn't get caught. From then on, he signed all of his work under Dr. Seuss. After he graduated from Dartmouth, he went to Oxford University in England, where he met his wife, Helen Palmer. He ended up meeting her and not finishing college. He wanted to focus on cartoons and writing. He toured England and Europe with Helen. He also married her on November the 29th. After he married her, he got a career. Dr. Seuss started out with submitting one of his cartoons to the Saturday Evening Post. When he submitted it there, that's when everybody started recognizing his work. First one was to The Judge, a New York weekly magazine. They offered him a staff position. Then Standard Oil recognized him and wanted him to do advertising. And Standard Oil's competition, called Fly Talks, also offered him a similar contract, and he flipped a coin to make the decision on which job he would take. He spent 15 years with Standard Oil. He did advertisement for a few magazines here and there until the World War II came along. When World War II came along, Dr. Seuss gave 3 to 5 political cartoons a week to their PM magazine. He continued to make cartoons for the PM magazine as well as making movies for the U.S. Army. Not a lot of people know about his movies. 2 movies that he helped make are called Your Job in Germany and Your Job in Japan. 2 movies that received Oscars was called Hitler Lives and Designed for Death. Dr. Seuss also kept contributing to Life, Vanity Fair, and Judge. While he was contributing to the magazines, he started getting offers to illustrate books. What really changed his life was when an editor for Viking Press offered him a contract to illustrate books and children's sayings called Boners. He then wrote his first children's book called And to Think I Saw on Mulberry Street. It was sent to 27 publishers and was denied each time until he sent it to Vanguard Press, who decided to publish it. Then Houghton Mifflin and Random House had him write a 220 vocabulary book for the children, and that book is actually called The Cat in the Hat, which I have right here. The Cat in the Hat was the book that started his career as a children's book author and illustrator. The Cat in the Hat is what made his life so successful and got him going. The Cat in the Hat was written after The Cat in the Hat. He wrote 45 other children's books. Some of the books include Green Eggs and Ham, The Places You'll Go, Fox and Socks, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Mr. Brown Can Moo Can You, The Foot Book, Green Eggs and Ham, which is my favorite, and one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. At the end of his career, his life began to change. It started to change when his wife passed away in 1967. After she passed away, he married his good time friend, Audrey Stone Giesel. She influenced most of his late books before he passed away. He passed away several years later of illness. He died on 24th of September of 1991. After his death, his books were translated into 15 different languages. His books were copied over 200 million copies. His books ended up on 11 children's TV shows, a Broadway musical, and a motion picture. He was also honored with 2 Academy Awards, 2 Emmy Awards, a Peabody Award, and a Pulitzer Prize. His work continues to grow and become popular, even after Dr. Seuss's book became movies. He was also winning so many awards. He started by going to college, submitting work to different magazines, getting his cartoons out there, making movies for World War II, and then publishing all of his different over 45 books for children's. Not many people know about his other than him making children's books, other than his other work. I hope that I was able to inform you more about how Dr. Seuss became who he is. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one to decide where to go. That is also from Dr. Seuss's Other Places You'll Go from 1990. Some of the sources I used was The Seuss, The Whole Seuss, Nothing But the Seuss by Cohen Charles, Of Sneetches and Who's and the Good of Dr. Seuss by Thomas Finch, and Dr. Seuss and Mr. Giesel, a biography from Morgan Judith and Neil Morgan, which were best friends with him. Thank you.